Assalamu alaikum dear students. Today we are going to start coordinate geometry. Before starting exercise question, let's have a recall of this topic. Let's suppose we have this point A and this point B. This first coordinate is always x coordinate and the second one is y coordinate. Coordinate plane or Cartesian plane. Okay, as you know very well that this is a horizontal line and horizontal line is represented by it is x-axis, and here x-axis is positive and on the other hand it's negative. The vertical line is known as y-axis and y-axis is positive on the top and it's negative on the bottom. X-axis and y-axis, they are perpendicular to each other, and the point where they meet, this point is known as origin, that is 0 0. Okay, as we have discussed before that x-axis is positive on the right side and negative on the left side. Y-axis is a perpendicular line, it's positive over here and negative over here. Let's suppose we have a point A, it's 2 and 3. This 2 is the x coordinate and it's known as abscissa, and this 3 is the y coordinate, it's known as ordinate. The Cartesian plane is divided into 4 quadrants. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant. Let's discuss about this in detail. Okay, so this horizontal is x-axis, this is y-axis, and we have discussed that x-axis is positive over here, negative over here. Y-axis is positive on the top and negative on the bottom. Okay, so here we have quadrant 1. In quadrant 1, as you can see that x-axis is positive over here and y-axis is also positive. So in first quadrant we have both signs x and y positive positive. And when we talk about quadrant 2, here x-axis is negative and y-axis is positive. So whatever the number is with the element or variable, whatever you will write, and that x coordinate would be negative and y coordinate would be positive. In third quadrant, both are negative. And in the fourth quadrant, x is positive and y is negative. We have already discussed this table before, that in quadrant 1, both are positive. In quadrant 3, both are negative. Same signs, plus, plus, minus, minus. And in second quadrant, x is negative, y is positive. And in fourth quadrant, x is positive and y is negative. Okay. If there's a point on x-axis, it is x0. Its y coordinate would be always 0 and x coordinate will exist. It can be positive or it can be negative. Likewise, when we talk about a point on y-axis, let's suppose this point is a, b, or x, whatever it is, its x coordinate would be always 0 and y coordinate will be something, it can be positive or negative depending on its position. So you should know that if they are saying that there's a point on x-axis, it means that point would be x comma 0. And if they are saying that point is on y-axis, it means that they are saying that point is 0 comma y. You have to remember this point because this point can be a part of the question. Okay, next point is this, that xy is never equal to y-axis. As I told you that in a point or an order pair, x comes first and then comes y. First is x coordinate, second is y coordinate. Xy is never equal to yx unless x is equal to y. If x and y both are same, both are equal, then we can replace it. Otherwise, it's not possible. Next point is a plane with the rectangular coordinate system is called Cartesian plane. We have already discussed this, that the plane is known as a Cartesian plane. Okay, now distance between 2 points on the coordinate axis. Okay, we are going to discuss distance formula also in detail, but before that we have to we're just telling you the basic point, that if both points are on the x-axis, then you have to find distance. Simply you're going to subtract their x coordinates, that's it. Here you have x2 and this one is x1, so simply you're going to subtract x1 from x2. That's it. So here it's 5 minus 2. So answer is 3. So the distance is 3. Distance between these 2 points is 3, right? So if both points are on x-axis, you are simply going to subtract their x coordinates. Likewise, if both points are on y-axis, you are going to subtract their y coordinates. Here it's 5, and this one is also like other y coordinate is also 5. So is 2. So simply you're going to subtract 2 from 5. So you'll get 5 minus 2, that is equals to 3, right? And as I told you before, that if a point lies on x-axis, its coordinate would be x comma 0, and if point lies on y-axis, it is 0 comma y. Okay, students, distance between 2 points on a plane. Now you have to find distance between 2 points. Let's suppose we have 2 points P and Q. Okay, I'm just going to draw it over here. Okay, we have 2 points P and Q. Let's suppose this point is P and this point is Q. Okay, and we have to find distance between these 2 points. So what are we going to do? We have to use this formula. And what is the formula? Formula is this. It's x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square whole under root. If 2 points we have P and Q and you have to find distance between these 2 points, simply you will use this formula, that is x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. We will discuss this in detail when we'll solve question. So right now I'm not giving you an example to explain the formula, but you should know, you have to learn it. Simply you have to learn the formula, that x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square whole under root, when you have to find distance between PQ. What if you have to find distance between QP? When you will find distance between QP, obviously PQ distance, let's suppose a point P is here, Q is here, okay, and you have to find distance between these 2 points. And if you have to find distance between QP, obviously it's same. If this is 10 centimeter, this is also 10 centimeter. So the distance would be same, but you can use formula in any way. You can use like x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, or you can write x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. But generally we take this, we take x2 minus x1 whole square first, right? So generally we take this formula, otherwise they are equal. There's no difference between them, and your answer would be same, obviously. Okay, next point is the distance of point P x1 y1 from origin. And you know that what is origin? Origin is 0 0. We have discussed this before as well, that origin is 0 0. So what would be the distance? It would be the distance of OP would be x1 whole square plus y1 whole square. How? Simply you have to put x2, you have to replace 0 by x2, okay? You have to replace 0 over here, you have to replace 0 over here, okay? Okay, you'll get minus x1 whole square. As you know that the square of negative sign is positive, so you'll get x1 square plus y1 square. So when you have to find distance of OP, simply it's x1 square plus y1 square. Moving towards the next slide. Okay, so when you have to find midpoint of a line segment, let's suppose you have 2 points, point is A and B, and you have to find midpoint. So simply what are you going to do? You're going to add their x coordinates and find its center. When we have to find center, we have to find mid, we'll divide it by 2, right? So when you have 2 points, okay, A and B, x coordinate, you have to add their x coordinates and divide them by 2. Likewise, you will add their y coordinates and divide by 2. So midpoint is x1 plus x2 divided by 2 comma y1 plus y2 divided by 2. And don't forget to write them in the form of ordered pair, because midpoint is also a point, and we write points in the form of ordered pair, so don't forget that. Hope basic concept of coordinate geometry is clear. Now watch next video for the exercise questions. Thank you so much.